Need a good fight to warm me
start
up.
with Spark.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
See how you play this wall. Still pretty good wall. I mean, wall's honestly not, it's just not really gonna do much for us with this comp. Possibly the Hanzo might have been better. Just looking at their comp in general. Because Kiri just jumps over wall, Lucio wall rides, Sojourn slides, May really can't do anything, but that's just one person, and most of the time we're going to be walling off the JQ anyway, so not sure how valuable wall is for us here, just in general. Shit on a dick. There we go. Slow it down.
The objective is now.
Bad wall. Again, you don't want to wall off the Kiri. You want to wall, like, with a wall like this, we're really just looking to force cooldowns, because for the most part, if we get a good wall, then against a comp like this, they can avoid the wall for the most part and negate it by clearing it, right? If we were to use wall just to force cooldowns, that's kind of what we're looking for more than anything. So walling off the Kiri, they still have plenty of support that they might not even need to use any CEs off that. And I think for now, if we just play, like, honestly, we should just be playing like this corner right here. One, we're down someone, but also, like, if they push out, then we can push out to wall. But, like, taking this poke straight up, like, we kind of just want to take the fight to them. We should have a better brawl here than they do.
Bathe in sunlight.
For the Crusaders! Maybe.
Just part of the scientific method. Hello. 你好。
So you want to be playing up with their Rhine. Since they have a mate, if our Rhine gets walled without you, then our Rhine is pretty much fucked. I know, like, at the moment we have window up, so they're not going to peek, which is another thing that I'm going to mention to Clover once I VOD review his stuff. But, like, it's the three of us, me, you, and Tuss, that have to be playing together when we're doing this Ryan Lucio May comp, right? Because if he gets walled, there's only so much he can do with shield. There's only, like, it's... So, like, what the wall they do here in a second is they wall exactly where I am, right? Blocking this line of sight once Amp Matrix is down, right? If our Ryan's there, he's got to go left or right, and either way he goes, it's going to take a second for Clover to get around this way, for him to slide this way, which in time, if they all commit onto the Ryan, then that Ryan's going to die. If you're not playing up there with him, then that's not going to be very good. Compared to if they wall us and you wall them back, then that's just going to, almost like you're trading. Wall. Gotta look for the wall. Wall. Okay, you did not wall at all through this wall. As good as an engagement tool it is, it's also a really good defensive tool. Like, because that's going to take them a second. No matter, like, even if they can clear the wall, which they can, and they can still use CDs in time, if you do that, that still buys us a second to focus down someone where the Curie couldn't be healing them. You know what I mean? So here, I will jump back real quick. Okay, wall that right there. Like, it can be just to split off the Kiri and the JQ from the Sojourn right now. Like, also a little bit early on Ice Block, I think. Don't need to be freezing here. As soon as he goes in, that's when you can wall this as well, if you didn't want to use it there. Because if you wall this, then we just collapse onto him. That Blizzard probably hits wall, and it just falls flat. We're able to clear that and still go on the Queen, right? For the wall here. They're very split. Good attempt. Let's see what you could have done better in that fight. Yep, looking for this a little bit earlier. Play that corner. Instead of pushing up here, just play this corner. Like right here. Good kill on the Queen. We do good on the Sojourn here. This is fine. This is fine. And then I think focus just evolves from here, right? Yeah, you did that. Yeah. So only difference is looking for that wall early onto the JQ instead of waiting so long. Everything else looked fine, you know?
get loud.
How are you?
Wall. Good.
Time for the reckoning!
How did we lose this? No, that was really ballsy to do that, because like, where's he playing from? Fuck. Number one, he's even up here, but like when he popped that, you assumed he was right here, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He slid up here, he got the angles, and then he kills 3 from here, right? Like I unknowingly we kill the carry here, and I mean May is one, so like, yeah, this Blizzard, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously I know he loses it, but yeah, that's unlucky. Maybe the only difference is you wall the right. But honestly, just throwing a Blizzard on Soj isn't going to be as worth as like throwing Blizzard on the May, the Lucio, the May Lucio, or usually Queen. But Sojourn, for the most part, like in that moment, could have gotten out, right? So just throwing it blindly down isn't going to force her from not going in. She still has that range that she can play around. But I do want to see how we lose this, because I don't get railed. Let's just lose. Okay, falls back. Yep, good rail. I think Studio loses the 1v1. Yep. Oh, not 1v1 anymore. Yeah, that and that overclock really saved it. Okay. So I think he's being more reactionary with those walls, going a little faster with it than what we did. Here, I don't know why we didn't go the May. We need to stick to what we have planned, and at least for coming out the gates, we should die by it, unless we can actually scout out. But like for these cough maps, we should try to stick to it and keep with it. This, I don't know why we were running the Hanzo Sojourn here.
I'm not giving up. Neither are you. Breaking them down.
How's that out there?
Nice shot.
Capturing the point.
I don't really think it was your fault there, but right.
Their forces outnumber our own. You can't hide. Greetings. Dipped up shit.
Not so fast.
Hello. I've a dragon.
That's easier than way. Everyone's getting better.
I like this. Good shot. Damn, they just really committed all 3 fucking ults for that. That's crazy.
This time, I will be sharper.
Falling apart. Nice try.
Let's break it!
Shiva, back in action!
It's go time.
Again, it's a comp thing.
Cheers, lads! It's time to save the world!
So, I'm gonna try to get through this as many as possible as I can for everyone. So, you're just gonna have to skip through and see the other maps for where you are. If you have any maps in particular you want me to look at, let me know, and I will do that when I get around to you for the map. At the moment, yeah, I will do my best. We'll see. As for first point on May, it's looking for that wall early, messed up that one blizzard. Yeah, but just looking at that the May wall early, a few times and trying to blind LOS of theirs. So gonna restart.
Ready for battle.
Another day, another bounty.
Fuck off.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Nade, you should have woven in nade in between there.
The objective is
Nah, okay, too aggressive of a peek there. If they have a charge rail, then you're dead. Bad peek, don't peek too hard. Yeah, I don't like this deep of an off angle over here. I think when we play this Bastion, the Rhine Bastion May comp, you have to be in the team. It's not an off angle thing like other hit scans might be. This has to be in the team. One, it's going to allow Clover to actually like burst heal all of us and keep us sustained a lot longer. That's a part of the reason why we run the BAP, as well as Immortality Field gets more value. My heals get more value. As Lucio, you're able to have a shield, and if we don't match, we don't mirror their rotations, then we're gonna get cut off. But like, the main reason why you need to be playing within the team is because how we want to do this is we want to wall someone and like immediately all pounce on that one person. So as soon as wall goes up, we switch into turret and we burn down that one person. I was just explaining to Spark a minute ago that his wall is not going to get the best value because Kiri can climb over it, Lucio can climb, Sojourn can slide, May will be May, I guess, and Junker Queen's usually the one that's getting walled. If And even if you're even if they're allowed to negate all that and be able to push past the wall, if you're playing with us and you go into turret as soon as that wall goes up and start bursting someone down, that's going to be a lot more value to us because we might actually be able to get that pick. If not, put them so crit that they have to kite, that we can switch focus to someone else. You're still in turret, we're still pounding on them, they have to kite, give us the space, and we earn all that space that we just got. You being on this off angle allows them to rotate, we don't rotate fast enough, and then you end up getting picked here. I think tonight I'm just going to go over those maps we lost.
For the Crusaders!
That's unlucky, whatever, it's fine. So far I have to play within the team. I explained how to go in when we use that May wall.
Let them up!
Yeah. Unlucky, big freeze from them. Not really much you could do there. Okay, you said like you had nowhere to go right here. You just go behind this, the middle thing that's, like, you look at May's ass, it's a little bit to the left, that thing. Yep, keep, nope. Or, yeah, this works too. On the Soj, honestly, on the Soj, she's very vulnerable right now. You shoot one shot on her, she's going to use slide to get out. Use the other two to kill her wherever she lands. And when you're using artillery, you want to try to cluster them close so that they can't escape. Like, it's honestly, it's not that good of an ult, but it forces positioning, it forces cooldowns, and at most, if you get one kill, that's value. Yeah, so going on that solo kill onto the Sojourn, especially because their Sojourn is really hard fucking carrying.
Together. Disruptive.
How are you?
Okay. So, you do not go for touch. Almost ever. Unless you're on Sombra or Tracer. Never go for it. Like, if you see us close enough to it, let Tusk, let me or Tusk touch, right? And putting you out this way, we had to use resources in order to even get to you. Thank God he booped you, because if not, then you definitely die there. Oh, please don't get frozen. Sojourn behind you. Sojourn behind you. Yeah, unlucky.
Gonna need a new paint job after this.
It's Kiriko.
Disrupting.
The goddess is here.
So again, saying the same thing I told Spark. When we're on Koth, we need to stick to the comps. Like, so it, and this isn't me trying to flame either of you for picking the Hanzo and the Sojourn or anything. It's more the fact that if we ever do this, we roll out with a different comp. Say that we need to stick to our comp. Like, unless it's like a change that we're all like, yeah, we definitely need to change this. Like, which I don't think was really said on the last one, then we change it. But honestly, at the moment, after thinking about it, with Hanzo getting nerfed, with Mei getting buffed, we genuinely might be moving back to this Bastion Mei meta. And if that's the case, we really need to learn the comp. So just make sure we're saying this. Otherwise, I'm not the biggest fan of Sojourn within this comp period. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Sojourn right now, just because I think the Hanzo's better. In a Brawl comp, I think the Bastion's better. So
I'm not giving up. Neither are you. Breaking them down. Thanks for the help.
Get into this room. Immortality beacon launch.
Areas enough capturing the point.
Yield to this beat.
Might have to adjust my approach.
Maybe I'll try something different this time.
Hello.
Demon locking on.
Type attack.
Breaking them down.
that's right. Look for the rail. Nice. Good. You could have stayed up there, honestly. You slide out. You slide. As soon as she hits you with that, you slide back. You slide back instantly.
Enemy is
So that fight just messed up abilities. Probably just should have stayed on high ground. You're a lot safer up there.
Neither will I. This ends now.
Let's do it.
You're falling apart.
Nice try.
Wipe them out.
Area denial.
Back in action.
Didn't need to use slide there.
Ends.
Alright. For the Bastion, again, when we're using alts, we're using it to force big cooldowns. We're using it to force positioning, take space, or if, biggest value, we get the pick out of it, right? And make sure that when we're playing that Bastion May comp, you're playing inside the team. It's almost like we're back to the May cast meta or May Reaper meta, where whatever DPS you play, you have to stick with your Rhine. Especially with that Bastion. Reaper and Kree, it's slightly different because they can still play off angles, but you as a Bastion, you are so vulnerable without your team that you're just going to get rolled. So you have to remember to stay with the team when we're even when we're poking just like that. Try to just shit to a blanket, right? You want to stick on us constantly. Again, when you're going into turret form is when we're using, when wall goes up. If we isolate someone, that's when you're pouncing. When we're calling speed and going in, that's where you want to use it. Or if you had, so for example, this is over kind of a longer fight, right? This is ebb and flow that I'm talking about here, and I have talked about before. But let's say we lead into a fight, and we wall off the JQ. Let's say we use turret, and we start to melt her down a little bit, but they get a good Suzu, or let's say Suzu. They get a good Suzu. Queen's able to get out. They hide real quick, heal back up, and then they push back in. That Suzu that flips the fight allows them to get back. They heal back up. They come back in. Right when they come back in, if halfway through that fight, you're still out of turret, but turret comes off of cooldown, and you're allowed to get back in sentry mode. Or not sentry, turret mode, I guess. I don't know which one it is. Pew pew. When you're back into that, that's another way how you're going to flip the aggression back onto them. So on that first fight, the Bastion Sentry was us flipping the aggression onto them. Their Suzu, they cool down. And once they come back in, they probably use an alt. Maybe they use Kitsune to come back in. When they do that, we're using our Bastion turret to kite as we're trying to burn them down so that they are forced to play out of LOS of you, right? Hopefully that makes sense, but that's how you want to use your turrets. Nade, honestly, that's just more of a extra damage that you can throw in there kind of thing. I don't have to really explain any other CDs. I've already explained the alt. I will probably do one more map later after this to, yeah. Okay, gonna reset.
Ready for battle. Ready for
Much
battle.
clover here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Healing. Good, I like the burst. Aim at the middle of the chest when you're shooting your shots. Direct hits, do more healing. If you get really good at it, that's how you're gonna get ult fast. Whatever his name does for Christmas team. You can do some DPS here.
Gotta ginger protects you.
Overall, you played that pretty fine. I don't have anything to really complain about there.
How about I try that again?
Maybe just doing a little bit more damage and try to poke a little bit when we're in that not end stage, but the end of the fight or beginning of the fight. Doing more poke, healing in between for chip damage.
Your enemy's coming.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk about. One, they did not match the rotation all the way in. This window is not going to be as good because they have so much cover they can utilize to be able to hide from all the spam that's about to come out. They have this, they have this, they have that big drum behind Queen, they have the right, everything, right? So it's almost going to be like a split second decision, but when you use that window, it needed to be much more farther up. We might have been able to get a pick like that, or when they haven't met us, if you wanted to wait before most of them like push forward, so like most likely who's going to push forward is the Lucio, the May, the Queen, right? As they push forward, like, I don't know, maybe Queen gets 2 squares ahead, so like this square, as soon as she does, we pop window, we're going to melt her. She is going to die right there. And especially if it's further up, like right here, because this, all they have now is 3 different things to hide behind, right? Compared to back here where now they have like 5. So just use window a little bit too far back. We needed to put it a little bit more forward, and timing wise, we want to make sure that when we use it, that someone's going to die or big CDs are going to come out in order to save someone, right? Which it still does in this fight, but we could have made much more value out of it if we, again, put the window more forward. We probably get to pick on the Queen and so on and so forth. Yeah. I don't like that regen burst because you know that's going to hit you and it's going to hit a lot of people around you. That saving it for after would be much more useful for us. Yeah, I mean, you still die here because of the Queen one, but
The night is young.
so again, only mistake there was window, and then the regen burst at the end there. But I mean, I'm not gonna say I don't do the same thing when I'm on BAP, especially when a Queen rampages through like that, takes a lot of damage out of everyone. I still regen burst as well, but
A complete recovery.
good patience on that. I don't know why we moved forward unless it was a boost. Lamp. Too late on lamp. When fights devolve that deep like that, and you see someone crit, just instantly throw lamp out for that. Oh, unlucky. Let's go back one more time just to watch through. I'm gonna go back a little further, sorry. Okay, so far so good. Maybe to get out of Kiri's LO. Oh, no. We sped forward to go on someone. I don't know why we didn't.
Be resplendent.
Yep, he's crit, fight's evolving, you throw lamp. A little late, it's fine. Get the kill on the Soj. Doing extra damage. Yeah, but besides that lamp being too late, that's the only thing. Too far.
Honestly, it sound cool.
Disrupted.
Could never happen.
How are you?
Window.
For the Crusaders!
Okay, that worked. That's perfect.
Time for the reckon.
Probably could have windowed there. Once we walled off the queen. And again, did you use? I think he used regen burst again for queen ult.
For the Crusaders!
Yep, we get this wall up. If you lay down Amp Matrix, we could probably burst her down here.
Time for the reckoning.
Yep, you did the same thing again. Same thing again. Do not regen burst. Save it for after, especially because you throw down lamp here, we survive, and we don't have to. Like, let me do that. You don't use regen burst there. She comes through, you throw a great lamp. Lamp stays alive for a pretty damn long time through most of this ante. As soon as Anti's gone, you regen burst. We heal up so quickly that we're able to go on something else. We're able to clean this fight up a lot quicker. They probably don't end up winning since we already have cap right now.
This ends now.
Yeah, okay. I don't have lamp. No, you looked away from him. I would still be looking at the Rhine here, trying to put in shots on him. Lamp. Again, fights evolving into chaos. Throw that lamp as soon as someone gets crit, and I don't know if I was crit, but. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the next map.
I'm not giving up. Neither are you.
You're completely healed.
Good, I like that lamp. I like that lamp.
Capturing the point.
God damn.
Engaging enemy forces.
Fucking weaved that shot through there.
Tout le temps ça va finir. Il y a espoir.
Their forces outnumber our own. You can't fight. Greetings.
In tip-top shape.
Hello.
I wouldn't drop. I would not drop. Putting yourself in a bad spot here. Forcing regen burst. Yeah, you could have just stayed up top. He is DM in flight. He should be good for a minute. Window here, window here, window here. Well, never mind, never mind. We got the two pigs. Leap. Charging leap. Okay, so one thing that you can, if you can be able to like weave this into your play, you're gonna be such a better bat for it, because specifically, if you charge your exo boots, like just kind of like almost spamming it constantly, they're not going to be able to hit you with stuff like this Blizzard, like that Queen ult, that kind of thing. You're going to be, as soon as you hear that go off, you're going to jump immediately. You're going to be out of its range, right? So if you can try to weave that into your play, otherwise, like, actually, I might want to go back through this fight real quick.
Not your finest hour.
Okay, yeah, that was just kind of needed. Yeah. Yeah, no, they really committed there, and it was 3 ults, won them that fight. That's crazy. Oh, that's fucking unlucky. Yeah, I saw the bounce. That was fucking nuts.
I hope I make enough to cover my bio-recon bills. A complete recovery.
Nice try.
Don't think that's your fault, really. We shouldn't have forced this fight here.
I'm not dying on this.
We had time. We should have just gone all the way left.
I'll light my own path.
Alright, so, like I said with BAP so far, you're using the regen burst every time that they're using Queen ult. Like, actually, I want to see if you did it again.
Stay alive for me.
Yeah, here we go. No, you... Did you? You didn't. Good. Yeah, used it as best you could. That, yeah. So again, but, you know, out of, what, 3 or 4 of those Queen ults, we used regen burst for, you know, 75% of them. Don't use regen burst once Queen does that. If you can, try to weave in those charges for exo boots to be able to get that height in case something like that Blizzard, something like that Queen ult comes out, especially because we're most likely going into a meta where it's going to be this Ryan Lucio BAP comp, right? So definitely going to have you on BAP a lot more, and those, if you can weave in those exo boots, it's going to make you a lot better of a player. You're going to be able to avoid stuff like that May Blizzard. Other than that, maybe putting out a little bit more damage. I didn't really see put many shots out onto them, and besides that, window placement was okay for the most part. Like I explained it to you. Just keep in mind, like, biggest value of window is when they're already starting to engage on this, we use it and they are forced to use big CDs, kite, someone dies, that kind of thing. Like, we want to force that. They either fight or they retreat, right? And either one of those is a win, but like during that retreat, they're going to be using CDs, alts, whatever, not to try and get out of there. So just keep that in mind. Like, that's how we want to use it. Otherwise, if we use it too early, they're just going to, you know, not peek, and it's not going to get much value. Like that first window you had where we called to go to the right, use window, that was a good window. It gave us the point. But like, we use it maybe like a second later, we push up a little bit more and use it. We're able to utilize it a little bit more than we did. So other than that, your bat play was so good throughout that.
Ready for battle.
All right, let's watch the big boy.
Ready for battle.
Motherfucker.
Round 1. Capture the objective.
Yeah, I think you were right there. We should have gone up and chased those kills a little bit instead of playing for point. I'm not really going to talk about this. Just when I do go, like after yours, I'm going to go and do macro here. So make sure you watch that as well. But I'll explain something here in a minute of where we should be holding. I don't like where we're currently holding. Good trade. Not a fan of that pin. Don't pin. Yep, just play this corner. Play this corner, don't even keep. Carry. Should have gone on the carry there. Don't pin there either. You go for the swings. You might have been able to kill that carry. Going back and rewatch that fight. So again, don't even need to peek here until we're ready to go with the May wall. We go with the May wall. Swing. We're swinging. Hit a fatty. Okay, swing on the May. You need to. May isn't priority here. That Kiri is.
Maybe you should satisfy that.
Yeah. Keep swinging there. Don't go for that pin.
I'll never tire of this. Barrier up.
Out of this time.
Your enemy's coming.
Let them up. Stop me if you can.
Taking a lot of poke here. You can play that middle pillar above in front of you. Shield's going low already. Drop. Shield bashing, shield bashing, shield bashing, shield. No, don't go for that pin. Shield the bastion, he might live. Same thing, going back, rewatching that. So there's a good pin on the Lucio, great kill, yada yada. Like, he's at full health right now. If you just shield him, he lives. Instead of going for this, like, what, full health still? No. If you just shield right there, he doesn't take as much poke. Yeah, they're still going to start to push in, but he might even be able to live a little bit longer. Especially if you keep him alive long enough for me to get beat. I drop beat, we might be able to clean this fight up, actually. Play this corner, Because what we called was we go in when we use the Bastion ult here, and you were in too deep, and we didn't get to use Bastion ult in time, at least.
Is that all you've got?
Right? If you just play doorman at one of these two posts, preferably where the queen is, you're just gonna get free chip damage on swinging on her. Yeah. And I don't like the pin.
Be resplendent.
Good pin there. Short range pins, man. Like, that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
Stay near the immortality field.
Yeah, I'm turning up. Boom!
They're outnumbered.
Enemy in sight.
How are you?
I don't know why you're doing this.
Time for the wreck.
Fine with that pin. Shield. Use your hard shielding. You're hard shielding. Good, good, good. Fuck off for the May. Shield, 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 brother. He's going big time. You're doing everything you need to here. Maybe don't have to put her directly in your body. Like, force us to play within your shield. Especially because I'm pretty sure... I don't know how to switch it without... but, yeah, don't have to match her body. Just have to remember the bulk of the team. You know where the bulk of your team is. It's in this back left corner behind your aim play at the bottom left, right? So just look to shield them. We don't have to poke this far out to the right. We can just keep playing that one area. Don't need to swing on her.
This ends now.
Don't move. 动作不许走。
You slid back. Honestly, you just go forward. Like, yeah, honestly, as soon as that blizzard pops, you just push forward onto the Sojourn, especially because, one, you're tanky. Two, if you try to weave in your shield to block some of her shots, you'll be able to kill her. She's already half health.
Recharging. Dodge this.
Sorry, 1 second.
Score. Ready for battle.
Okay, my bad.
Stand behind me, friends.
Again, same thing I've explained to everyone else for a VOD review that I've done. We betrayed the comp that we were supposed to run. If we do not go, like, we need to, especially with Koth, when we can't scout, we need to make sure that we're running what we should be running, what we have planned on running. Like, unless it's something that we unanimously, like, kind of like, oh yeah, that needs to go type of thing. Like, the comps that we run, we should know how to run. That's why we're playing them, right? So why we ran out with this Hanzo Sojourn, I'm not really sure. I understand why we did this, and it, it's on all of us that we called it, that we didn't call it, and we should have run with the May Bash in here, especially because this is probably one of the best points for it. I think can be, at least. So yeah, this is talking. That wasn't even intentional that he did that. He didn't even recall it, he just left it in you. Good, good. Up. I think you shield that a little bit there instead of going forward with that swing. Since we gave up that high ground, they even though they're down one and they have that high ground, they're still in a good position to turn this fight, which they do here in a second. So shielding after you kill that JQ just to make sure everyone's okay. That's personally that's how I play Ryan when something like that happens. Is once we get that first pick and the fight has kind of devoided into chaos, I'm going to shield to make sure everyone's okay. It's almost like a quick pause to a reset to look around you, make sure everyone's good, and then you can move on from there. With them on the high ground, I would still shield that. This is where your style versus my style kind of it needs to almost start merging into one for you to be the better Ryan, right? Or to be the best Ryan. You are the better Ryan. You know what I mean? Yes, you're a massive playmaker on Ryan. However, you can't always be that playmaker. You need to be that more defensive like I am and make sure everyone's good, right? Although I might not block shatters, although I might not hit fat shatters, I am still going to make sure my team is good, right? So, after we kill that queen, shielding, right? We need to, that's something if you want to try to incorporate that into the Rhyme gameplay, then after you get it, it's very scenario specific, but like you'd be surprised how many times that scenario pops up in general. Once we get that pick, it's almost like a quick shield, just slow down, see what everything else is going around you, because we already know as soon as we go on that queen, everyone's already split, right? So slow down, kind of gather around for the information at once, and then decide what you need to do. If you need to push forward, you can. You aren't going to really chase down this Lucio. This May drops. But like before the May dropped, the Lucio was too far away. Instead of shielding, who was it, Spark that died, you went for that swing, which you weren't going to hit him anyway. He was a mile away. So. Yep, stop going. Yep, injection's good. Don't know how you did not pin that. That's horse shit, but whatever. Okay, again, this is another thing. Betrayed the comp, betrayed what we had planned, went should have stuck with the diva.
Maybe I'll try something different this time.
Time to save the world. Game on. Nothing can pass me.
Already out of DM. Yeah, just play point, recharge DM. Stop DMing, stop DMing. You are in there. Good. Still using DM to eat too much poke. I do not know how that did not get eaten. That's crazy. Yeah, go on. We're gonna get out. We're gonna get out. Went in way too deep. Way too deep. Just to chase. Like, you already crit before you use boosters. You can't use boosters. Like, yeah.
Breaking them down.
Mobilizing.
Again, not again. We shouldn't have gone through this choke. We have, 22%. We already know that we need to win this fight. We don't need to go through this choke. This choke is much more beneficial for them because one or two DPS cannot get angles, and you're not on Rhine and you can't swing through. Like, it's not going to be good for us. We need to either approach from his top right, or we need to wrap all the way left and go to point, or make sure that they're face on in front of us. Them backing up like this, they can split either left or right, and when they do, that's going to have a pinch, and we're going to die. So just going this way, not very good. Too far again. I wouldn't have used bomb. Honestly, don't even initiate with bomb like this when your HP is full, because bomb's just not a good ult anymore, and this bomb that you threw isn't even gonna hit any of them. At least I don't think it will. Yeah. So just save it as a remake tool. Yeah. Okay. So for Rhine, yeah, you didn't play your best Rhine here. You went for a lot of long range pins when you shouldn't have, and then there's just very tiny mistakes that you made here and there. And again, this is up to you if you want to do this or not for incorporating into your play. But that little shield real quick after we get a kill and the fight's gone into chaos, everyone split type of thing. That's one way you can do it. Should somebody get me? No. Okay. Fuck. Good shatters for the most part, but trying to balance in between that aggression and defending your team, right? On D.Va, eating way too much poke and wasting DM too much. You're holding DM instead of fluttering it every once in a while for things that you need to hit, or that you need to, what I'm trying to say, that you need to eat. But comp-wise, it's just the D.Va wasn't it here. This was a bad pick. So, all right, we're gonna reset again. This time we're gonna go over macro in a minute. Yeah. I'm gonna do new body. Okay, let's do macro. So this is something I want everyone to watch, just so we understand. This is going to be about the comp and pathing and alts. That's what this is going to be about. It's not going to be anything micro, so a little bit different than what I usually do for you guys.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Sorry, anytime I do macro though, I do tend to slow it down a lot more. So we use wall, but we don't. Okay, we do. We're just too slow with it. Yeah, it's too slow with it. Do this. They Suzu early. We burn down queen. We're still good. So instead of capping point, we have 7 seconds. We still can use this time to push forward, which we don't. The 4 of us, besides Tusk, all just decide to go to point when we really should just be going forward and trying to chase some of these kills. Especially because, one, their Sojourn's low, Lucio's at half health, right? And they've already used Suzu. And most likely Amp. So, should have pushed forward with this.
The objective is now active.
Otherwise, like pretty clean first fight. You know, with the wall, we forced Suzu out with that. Because the big chunk of damage that went on the Junker Queen, the Curie had to climb. Use Suzu on our Junker Queen. Eventually, the Junker Queen gets burnt down. That was how we play the comp. We just needed to chase the rest of these kills with the 7 seconds that we had. So we'll go ahead and pull this through for a minute. Okay. So one thing where we should be holding is up here, right? Honestly, we could even play a little bit further back than playing this far up, because wall is just going to be easier to pull off over here, right? So like this, if they force the fight into us, this is just a much better wall here. At least, I don't know, maybe just it's me personally that I think this, but leads to less poke. If they start to push forward, if we're holding this corner, we don't have really anywhere to rotate to without being split. Because like if, let's say our Ryan's holding here with our Mei and the back line is playing like over here, if they start to put pressure on us, we're gonna like split a little bit like here and here, leaving the Ryan open. If they start to push Ryan and they kite, or Ryan kites back this way, then it's going to take us a second to start rotating back this way to help you. When instead, if we stack right here, start funneling through damage this way, we're playing over here, waiting for them to come. As soon as we do, we wall, we push forward. Like, we can give them space because we want them in this kill box. Whether it's wall from these studs to the door, whether it's in between this choke right here, either one, that's how we need to be. We need to be stacked, kind of playing over here. Let them come in a little bit, then we can push forward. So. This comp is meant to be stacked. It's a cast Mei comp. It's a Reaper Mei comp. It needs to be played 5-man. Go all in. Playing on this low ground, we give them a lot of high ground, and this entire thing of this thing to be able to hide around the peak, to hide away from cover, right? By playing on the point, which we shouldn't have done. We should be playing up here. This allows us. Oh, sorry. That was the other thing I wanted to say. Sorry. Playing back here gives our backline a little bit more cover to be able to peek, to be able to climb up here, to be able to hide behind this, right? Instead of playing this door or on point, where if our Ryan starts to get hammered with a bunch of damage, he doesn't have anywhere he can go. He can drop down right here, but they're just going to chase him, and we're going to have to chase forward to try and save that, right? Compared to playing back here, if our Ryan starts to get damaged, he can just pop back here real quick, get healed up a little bit, and then go back in, right? So that's why we want to play back here, not this far forward. We have the Brawlier comp. Let's try to force them in a spot where it's going to be easier for us to brawl. If we're gonna wrap, we should wrap. Like, yeah, Studio's dead, but we can still, like, we're in prime position of their backline right here, and we don't do anything. Like, it's the Queen and Sojourn, and, like, over here at this point, when we kill that Lucio, we should still just be trying to push onto the Kiri. We should be trying to push onto the Mei, whatever is over here, right? Instead, we just kite back and we play point. Again, we're the better brawl. Not, well, yes, we are the better brawl team, but we're also the more brawlier team. Yeah, Shadow was just kind of the hero play at that point. Okay, moving into this next fight, again, how we did this was almost perfect. We wanted to rotate through here so that forces them to... We're trying to catch them off guard so that we catch them as they're rotating, and if like all 5 of them are somewhere like in my camera view, like right here, this is perfect for us because they're not going to have anywhere to hide. They're going to have to use CDs, they're going to have to use speed, they're going to have amp, they're going to have to use Suzu, shout, whatever, to get out and try to hide, because we're going to window and we're just going to blast them, right? So like that's, we did this good, but we should be letting them get a little bit closer, because what happens is their Queen only gets caught, she uses shout, they use speed, and she still gets out. So like if we wait another second, push up a little bit more, use window like right here, especially if we put it forward in front of our Rhine, he's going to be able to throw the fire strikes through there, potentially get a kill, or hella chunk someone, right? So we played this good. The only differences that we need to make is having them come in, commit a little bit more, and us to push up a little bit more with our window.
Time for the reckoning.
It was a good Suzu from them. So we played that right. We capped point. Let me look how much progress we got. We're almost 1 fight territory away. But like we could have been at 99 if we had done this correct. Just a little bit better and gotten a pick there from it, you know. Okay, coming into this next fight, how I wanted us to do this was we push forward as they're pushing in. Like we slow down a little bit so that gives, because the reason I called for this is because that first time when we did that window, I wanted it to work out how I just said it would. I wanted it like the best way it would have worked out, right? That's how I wanted it to. However, I just noticed that they were slower on the rotation, and so I wanted us to almost bait us being slower in order for them to actually like cross this place, play point. If they do, they don't have anywhere to hide. We use the Bastion ult and then we push forward. So that's how I wanted to use that, right? And they literally blew all their ults this fight. We should, in theory, with this fight. Hopefully that makes sense. Their Soldier makes a really good play. Forces our Bastion to have to keep moving in order to stay safe. And us being slow like that is... It was just not too good. We should have just almost, in a sense, ignored the Soj and just push forward, use ult, quick fire those artillery shots, and then go. So like again, we still had the right plan here, but like these two went forward without the artillery. Like we don't go forward without that or without the cannons going off, right?
Be resplendent. You have no excuses now.
Okay, coming into this fight, we know they're coming up to ults here, and we have Shatter. We need to play aggressive so we can get the Shatter off before they get anything else. And take as little poke getting there as we can. So we get touch. Great shout from them to be able to dodge that. We clean up the Lucio. That's good. Honestly, we window right here. We look for Shadow and then we window right after. And Tusk hits the pin.
Time for the reckoning.
We play good right here. We all want to huddle up next to the lamp.
I'm with you.
This ends now.
不许走，冻住！
We use Blizzard. Kill that. Yeah, windowing a little bit earlier. Might have cleaned us up the fight a little bit faster, I guess. So like I said, this first round, the rotations that we made were really good. The ults that we used for the most part were pretty good. It's just made a few mistakes, and we're a little bit greedy with stingy, I guess is the better word, with not using our ults this last fight where we definitely should have won. Like small mistakes led us to losing this round. That's it. Otherwise, it was hella close. We should have won this. So again, we want to use the Mei here, not the Sojourn Hanzo.
2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
And yeah, like this, it's gonna be hard to macro this this map because like we just genuinely should not have been on this comp. We 100% win this first fight if we run with the Mei, because our Mei will just be up with our Rhine, and our Rhine won't have to sit here waiting for us to get a pick or us to push forward, right? Our Mei would actually be up there with him. We'll be able to close the distance as he does as well. He gets pulled. We just kite to stairs. We just retake. We get a great first pick.
The objective is now active.
Disrupting.
I don't know if I like us, one, pushing, well, no, we needed to push towards stairs. Tusk was low, where the rest of us were as well. Yeah, I just don't like that we weren't playing what we had planned. Okay, we break wall. Tusk is fine. Bap did not need to drop. Yeah, this is just aggravating, because like all I want us to say is, oh, we just push forward, we wall someone, and then we just kill them, keep going. Okay, 2 really good picks here. Studio, you could have stayed on the high ground. We go after our BAP. Great lamp. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how we didn't eat that, not gonna lie.
This ends now.
Yeah. I guess for alt-wise, how we want to take this next fight. Well, we get the pick, right? And then they force us into this corridor, which is not good for us because they have the better brawl right now. We need to be playing more pokey. And after we get that pick, we should force them down this hallway, and then we turn left, right? We turn left so we can put them all in front of us instead of going through that hallway, which they're going to split where the Sojourn is, and then that little room, they're going to pick us off like that, right? Compared to coming out this way, no one's really going to be playing over here. They're all going to be playing on this side. They're all right in front of us. Tusk DM is going to work a lot better since he's going to be able to see everyone in front of him, and we'll be able to push out this way. We could use window here to force him back, get a pick, whatever. Window down here to point, cap point, whatever, right? Instead, we decide to chase him into here. Not good. They use Shout. They use Suzu.
Area denial.
Nerf this.
Dodge this.
No, we didn't really get any else off either. Okay. Like I said, first round was really good from us, and if we just kept playing that comp, kept playing it well, we would have won that. We would have won this map, and I really hope you guys can see that. This round we definitely threw by making these swaps to D.Va, to the Sojourn, to the Hanzo. If we just keep what we were running, we would have been able to run it and taken the map, right? Because it's like, on the last round, like I said, it was small mistakes that lost us some of those fights. But like, you average that out to a small mistake every round, then one of, especially since we kept it 99 to 99 on the other one, like, we're gonna win one, maybe two of those points, right, and take the map. If we stick to our guns, we stick to the comps that we run. That's the whole point of us scrimming throughout the entire week, is to make sure that when we are when it comes down to game day, we're practiced on it. We know what we know how to play it. We know what to do. Hope you guys understand that. So that was pretty much, for the most part, besides me, everyone for Arctic. And I hope you guys understand. I'm not reviewing mine just because I hate reviewing my own. I definitely made mistakes throughout this entire game. But I mean, what's the point of me VOD reviewing it on stream when I should just do you guys while I'm here, right? That's the end of the map. What time is it? Fuck, how long has this been going for? Yeah, I think we'll just keep going, I guess. That's fine. So, next one that we're going to look at... I'm probably only going to do a couple of POVs for this, since like it took me an hour and 20 minutes to do 10 minutes of game footage for everyone plus macro. So, we're going to go into... I want to do Nambani. Yeah, we probably should just do Nambani. Alright, we'll do Nambani real quick. Do a couple of POVs and then we'll swap over to... well, then I'll probably end stream and then work on it some more tomorrow. Who I mainly want to watch on this one is Diva. Watching Spark. Fuck it, we're watching everyone. Start with Clover since we're on
Science means going where outcomes are uncertain. But I am certain that we're going to have a great time.
Can't believe we lost such valuable cargo. You have fetched a fine song. My condolences for your loss. Considering that you have to deal with cold, I'd say it's really your loss.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
We don't give up. I've got you.
Smoke 'em out of there.
I'm here. Keep fighting.
She's gonna blow.
Messed up nade there. Great body block from that Diva. Nothing really you could do. He tried with the nade. Again, nothing really you could do here. Doing what you can. Basically too early.
Nothing gets past me. Shiva online.
My ultimate is ready. Come over to me.
Forward barrier activated.
Duplicating Diva.
Let's wipe them out.
Ooh.
Neutralizing projectile.
Focusing fire.
Again, nothing really you can do here.
لسه قدامي كتير. I have you. Keep fighting.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Good nade, yeah, again. Did it how you were supposed to. Possibly could have used Nano there to sustain in the fight, but
I go out on my terms.
against this Tracer Sombra, I wouldn't just throw sleep out so casually, I guess is the word.
Be careful.
Yeah, that.
Get in there, Bob.
So the Diva definitely had your number. Like, I don't think many of your abilities actually hit. A few did, sleeps at least, but not many of them did enough to honestly probably make the Ana impactful. Uh, I don't know if just a swap probably would have been better, but like she had your number, so just learning to play around that diva a little bit more, not using sleep as much for their dive DPS, and trying to weave in nades onto the backline when we go in. But like they just kept hitting us constantly first, which was the issue.
I'll light my own path.
Looking at the wrong person. He's asleep. I'm not.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Time to come out of my...
Ready for battle.
Fighting back.
They wanna fight, huh? Let's give it to them. No.
I have the objective.
I think you're just throwing it in at the wrong times, man. Like you're literally just giving it to every sleep to him. Grenade. The grenade.
Taking care of you. Stand up straight. I have you. Keep fighting.
We just never moved.
Covering you.
Good stick from him. Can't do anything about that.
This is not the end. Healing you.
Enemy! Time to...
Nodding off. Stand up straight. Healing fortified. You're powered up. Get in there.
This!
I appreciate it.
60 seconds remaining. Objective A captured.
I'll end up in
Escort the payload.
Don't sleep a D with a Sardian mech when they're
I see
remeching.
you.
Doesn't do anything. He has CC immunity. Try to go for those more offensive nades. It's just the issue is with this comp, it's like with how we should be running the comp, it really should just be our Tracer and our Diva going in. Because we have that Ashe, it's definitely going to be harder to actually commit to a dive. I think we probably just should have swapped over to a Sombra or something for happy to commit with the dive, because we were lacking lethality on their backline, which caused us to lose a lot of these fights. Didn't give our backline enough breathing room, and we were constantly being hounded by their team. Like, there was only so much we could do to actually like defend against it on that first point specifically. Good nade. Very good nade.
You make all of Reinhardt's mistakes.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Let's move the payload together.
Healing you. I'll keep you up.
Stop trying. Also,
Keep
yeah,
fighting.
sleep usage was just really bad throughout this map, from what I've seen so far. Again, same thing. He was DMing before you even slept. Like, I feel like it's less of him being a really good diva eating all your abilities, and you just kind of feeding it to him. That was just a good eat from him. It's not like he intended to do that. But.
Do something! Activating self-destruct sequence.
Yeah, you don't have to be playing on car here. You could play a little bit further back. Good attempt. Good nade.
I won't let you fall. Keep an aim.
Score. Ready.
I have you. Keep fighting.
I wouldn't stand still. Just when we're waiting for something like this, don't stand still.
I still have some fight in me.
Out of curiosity. Yep, okay. Yep, so I was right to escort you again. Fuck. Oh, wrong person. My bad. Made it a little early. I'd pack you if you needed.
Healing you.
60 seconds remaining.
Rest up. Cut the pace.
30 seconds.
Great sleep.
لسه قدامي كتير.
seconds.
Our time is up. Push now.
Lucio coming at you.
I will.
Ready or
These
battle.
people moved past the crisis.
Defend objective A.
Taking care of you. I got you.
Unlucky.
Enough one.
I need help.
Lissa Beniktir.
They got us outnumbered.
Do something!
Cut the pain.
Okay. Big things to note is, again, you were just throughout the entire map. I hope you see it too. That you were just feeding it to her quite often. Like, it's your sleeps, your nades, very predictable, and that just needs to change. Otherwise, I think everything else for the most part was good. It's just, if we're gonna be on Ana, then we need to be able to hit those big abilities, because that's literally our win conditions. Is we hit a fat nade, we hit a good sleep, that kind of thing. And when we're hitting those, that's how we were winning the fight. Like, you nade the Brig dies on the OT rounds. You hit that sleep, you hit the nades constantly on the people on that top right. We kept most of the point. They just had a really good EMP re-engage, but like, that's how we win those fights. And the fact that the diva was constantly in your face eating means either one, you were being very predictable, two, that diva is really good, but like, you were being very predictable with how you were throwing things out. Yeah, and I mean, for the most part, like, you had good play. It was just the ability usage that we need to be getting off. And I don't know how many, especially in Gem, I don't know how many teams we're actually going to face that have a good diva. Because even if we play Charisma's team, your abilities are going to land a shit ton more. I think that's like a reason that our comp was probably nerfed against this team, is because they had a really good diva the entire time. That diva was eating everything that map. I don't know what it's like for Root. I don't know what it's like for what was the other one that we were in? I guess in this one we're the only ones. But like, against Charisma's team, where Charisma's not going to be that good of a diva, even if he goes diva, you're going to be hitting that shit. But like, against a good diva, which this guy is, future reference when we have to face them again eventually in playoffs, we're gonna need to actually be able to like outplay that diva. You know, you need to attempt to, whether that's like melee instead of throwing your sleep out to bait his DM out and then throwing it on him, right? Yeah, so hopefully you see what I meant. If not, let me know. Come up with fucking heals already. Alright, Spark.
Taking flight. Remember, we don't give up.
I've got you.
Great stickies. reason you couldn't get healed up there was just because we were dealing with a diva. Let's go back and watch that. Have to see how you could have prevented that or better ability usage. This is fine. That's fine. Honestly, probably could have stayed up there for another second. I think you canceled your cooldown of flight a little bit too quickly here. Because you're stranded for 3 seconds, the diva's poking you out. And then Tracer comes to clean up the job pretty much. The ability to get out, yeah. So, for that first engage onto the back line, it was a good engage. I think you canceled your jets for, you know what I'm trying to say. Canceled your boost for too long, or too early, when you probably should have used it, thrown the stickies, and then try to fly more towards us, towards that high ground. We don't have a tank to sustain point, and you sustaining point is not a viable option for us, especially since they have that Tracer Sombra. As soon as that Sombra hacks you, you're fucked, right? So yeah.
Don't get in my way.
Another thing is, this is a team-wide thing. When we lose one for a fight, we need to learn to play more passive. I talked about this last time, and we definitely didn't do it for this, of trying to bait them forward. Instead, we still played a little bit more aggressively, which is what caused you to die. We need to be playing passively, but still kind of going for those plays. So, like, what I mean, the difference is the passive part is you going for that backline pick, but you're not canceling your boost quite so early. So, like, you're still safe enough to back towards us. Compared to aggressive is what you did do, where you canceled it too early to almost fully commit to that dive onto the backline.
Objective lost.
Poking out the diva, poking out the diva. Good stickies.
My ultimate is ready. Come over to me. Adaptive circuits engaged. Diva. That feels better. Thanks. We're outnumbered. Mind yourself.
Brother, you gotta stop saying you play bad. In both of the fights that we took, it was like very small mistakes. It's not even that you were playing bad. Like, mechanics wise, you were playing really well. Also, go ahead and look at Happy. The fuck? Oh, okay. Well, wait, did it go away? Okay, weird. Yeah, you played fine this on Echo, at least so far. It was just like a small mistake on that first point that caused you to die. We need to play slower. We need to almost like look to bait them when we're down one. And then on that second fight, you really did everything you could. You're still putting out a consistent amount of damage. I think there was just something wrong with when we both went in as Diva. We weren't focusing the same target, I don't think, either.
Cheers, love. It's time to save the world.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
That was such a nice manual hack. No, not the diva. Not the diva. When you get nanoed, fuck the diva. And not the brig either. Like, you're going for the two tankiest people right now. Why I don't know why you're going after them and not the Ano. Why you're not going after one of the DPS, something like that. Like,
Activating self-destruct sequence.
Score. Zip. Initiating match. Ready for battle.
I'll cover you.
don't know why you're going this way or why you're waiting. You need to start setting up. Come on. Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yep, good. You're doing what I want you to do. No, go, now you're not doing what I want you to do. Like, Tusk is trying to dive the backline. You do not need to be peeling for us. Don't even fucking worry about peeling for us. Just go in. Good kill. Unlucky again. You're so worried about peeling for us when we need to be trading backlines here. Like, what we have compared to what they have, the difference is that we have a much more survivable backline since we have the Ashe with us, right? They don't. All they have is a full commit to their front line, and if you aren't going in with Tusk when he wants to go in, or Prof, onto the backline when we're running a comp like this, the same thing goes for the Oasis strat that we have with the Tracer Winston, right? We need to be going in to trade those backlines. And you had said something about like the Sombra being it. That was only one time. You still could have committed to that. Like there was at least two opportunities when you could have gone in onto the backline, and instead you hung back with supports to peel. Like we had no aggressive here. We were just trying to play passive and wait for an opportunity to present itself. Sleep. Pulse! Ugh! You go for pulse earlier than that.
Climbing from down there. How's my tanky? in the queue.
Good. Let me switch this up. So again, if we ever do have to play New Bonnie again and we have to run this comp, same rotation is going to be made. We're going to come up here, and if you're worried about getting checked on the way, just mirror up here until you get cliffside. Once you get cliffside, if you're too nervous about coming up this way to path in through here, pressure point, go straight to point, wrap under here, climb up these stairs, not those stairs, these stairs, and then come up through this way, right? But like we had absolutely zero attempts made on their backline from you and Tusk at the same time. From you, period, honestly, which can't be a thing. We need to actually commit to that. Great kill.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Let's move the payload together.
Worried about spy checking too much, defending the team. Be more aggressive. No! Stop! Why are you turning? Dude. This is genuinely painful to watch.
Activating self-destruct sequence. Quick on our feet. Hard to defeat. Stick together. Let me take the hits.
Three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Spy check, straight out the door. Their Sombra's gonna be looking.
Got you staring.
I just bought them a minute from two good picks. Go, go, go! Oh. Look where our entire team is. Okay? Sombra's right there. Look where their entire team is. For the most part. Fuck Diana. This is the perfect opportunity to go unchecked to set up in a position to dive. right? And instead we're just chilling, we're waiting. Like, set up. It's fine.
60 seconds.
Did I scare you? Back in the fight. Let's kill him off. I'll just take the objective.
30 seconds.
Time's almost up. Let's show one last push.
Okay, you see me on point. You see me and Tusk on point with Happy above. Perfect opportunity to put yourself in a position to jump on their backline. Go up those stairs. Jump on him. Sweet. Good ball.
10 seconds. Re- 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Let's win this thing.
No, you chase that. You chase that. We called early. You're doing what they didn't do to you. You are marking the shit out of this Sombra. Yeah, commit. That works too. You can go for the back line. Come from a different angle. No. Yep. Didn't need to touch this early. We could have waited another second. Drop the pulse. Unlucky. You see the issue, right? On Echo, you played pretty fine. Like, there was just that one tiny mistake that I saw from you on Echo. Tracer, it should be very clear what the issue was here with it. And if this is what you meant by you had a bad map, I agree with you. This was not your best map. We hardly went on the back line. And it never took pressure off of us. The ball was always in their court, and they were always shooting threes on our back line. Like, and I'm I swear I'm not trying to like ego myself a little bit here, but like, I'm a good enough brig. Like, I have not seen a brig yet in our tier who's better than me at brig. Trust me that I can at least handle our backline a little bit more. Like, just int onto their backline. That is how this comp needs to be ran in order for it to be successful, is if we int you and Tusk int on their backline to trade. Like, we're like, what the Ashe does compared to like a Sombra is it just makes our backline so much more survivable. It's putting 3-on-3 and 2-on-2. Except you're a tank, or he's a tank, and you're a Gatling gun of a fucking DPS on Tracer. Like, we trade that backline. Like, that's all it's doing is evening the numbers. Like, it's instead of in like a normal Sombra Tracer mirror matchup, it's less of who trades the backline first and more of our backline can survive long enough, but you guys just have to confirm those kills, right? That's why that's with the ball, with the D.Va, with the Winston. That's how this comp is made successful. With the Ashe, we just beefy up our backline even more. If we were to run a Kree, we really shouldn't die there, right? And we might even get a trade while we're defending ourselves. So hopefully that makes sense for the map. True. Okay, so I'm just reading your message again. Next time, just go ahead and message on stream, so I can actually see during, so I can explain and understand which parts you're talking about. Um, yes, it is a long hallway, but for the most part, like, oh, you're talking about like this hallway up here. There's not going to be anyone watching this except for a Brig or Ana. They throw a shot at you, they throw a whip shot at you, you just hit recall and you're fine. This Ashe isn't going to be back here peeking this hallway, right? It's going to take them too far away from the fight when they have all this free range to poke, right? It's not the Ashe's job to be watching this back hallway. It's the Brig, it's the Ana's job to keep marking it and like checking it constantly, spy checking, whatever. Um, so if that's the hallway you're talking about, if you're talking about this hallway, the Ashe should never be here. So it's like it's never going to be the Ashe that's going to be the issue. In Sombra, you can deal with Sombra. Like Sombra versus Genji is going to be a lot worse for the Genji than it is Tracer versus Sombra being bad for the Tracer. Like you have blinks, you have movement, move around, use recall if you need to, poke her out. It's the duel between the Sombra and Tracer. You should be winning that duel. Like there shouldn't be a Sombra checking you the whole time. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, like against the Sombra, you have more mobility than she does. All you have to do is force her away. Like if let's say her TP isn't on this, right? Let's say is with their backline. You force her out here, or like that's all you have to do is just force her out here. Even if you're over here, you force her out, you still come up this way. You can do the same thing. You have more damage, you have more mobility. You win that matchup against the Sombra. She should not be she definitely cannot be checking you as much as you think she might be, right? Compared to like another Tracer. If another Tracer was doing that to you, yeah, totally understandable. You might want to change an approach. You might want somebody to come with you. That's different. But a Sombra, no. You take that shit and you shove it down his throat, right? So yeah, hopefully that makes sense for you. So I am done for the night. I'm gonna make a post, take a shit, and go to bed. So other than that, I'm gonna try to finish up Numbani tomorrow with Tusk, Happy, and Clover. I might just do macro for first point of this, but like then after that, I'm not really sure I want to touch Nepal because Nepal was a lot like Arctic, where it was just a bad comp, and at least for the last 2 rounds. Maybe I just touch on it, but like I might do the maps that we won to clean up our play on those 2 maps. Otherwise, like we did play. I think we did play down, and we should be able to win against this team. I think a big curveball that they threw us, besides the fact that, one, I didn't think this was going to be this close, honestly. Like, I saw Big Ben and I saw VSP, and I was like, this will be a roll. And maybe that was just my mentality. I don't know if it was anybody else's, but the big curveball that they threw us is they have a hell of a good diva. And we're not used to playing that. Like, the issue with the pros of scrimming Charisma's team once a week, every week, is that it's always good practice because they're a strong team. The bad thing is we never see variety. And anytime we do see variety, it's against another team that's worse, and we just stomp on them because we can stomp on them, right? We don't see a diva this good. We don't see a Tracer, a Sombra this good, right? So, hopefully, yeah, we'll see what we can do. Otherwise, that's all I got. GG's. 2 hours. Fuck me.